All right, here we are at Cooter's Garage, and the creeper's coming in for a hydro assist ram install. Putting the lift above the control arms.
Yep.
And flatten them out on the frame. Works out really good. We'll have a good solid mount here for the lift. Cooter's Garage. Be able to get underneath this thing and check her out real good too, you know?
Like you're saying, take this one off, Mike, take this off, and then this whole bracket becomes kind of straight. Is that what you're looking for?
This bar, yeah.
Yeah, this comes off. See, this is the Clayton one that kind of falls into the stock mount, and then ultimately display.
Match them up.
Yeah, see what works, but.
Christmas again for Duane at Cooter's Garage.
Nice beefy,
They weren't the only ones. Now, we looked at 3 different brands, and they looked like they had maybe the best thing that would fit what he needed.
See the growler in the background. She's getting jealous. She hasn't been worked on in a while.
So this will go, yeah, this one will get welded
around the
together.
axle, okay, I see.
Right.
And then that goes around the axle.
Yeah, so let's just take these 2 pieces. Forget about that one.
So we're going to swing that out of the way. The steering stabilizer's coming off, and this track bar is coming completely out. And then we've got the option, obviously there's going to be a new bracket, a new track bar, which is a straight track bar instead of this offset. And then Mike will decide if we're going to cut the existing track bar on the frame side out. Then TMR Customs has sent us a new setup to mount a track bar here on the frame side over here. So that's the scope of what we're trying to accomplish today. And all of this is being done so that we can use the, about 1.5 years ago, Duane put the PSC big bore steering box in. He bought it with the ports for hydro assist, and the whole purpose of this is to get a ram installed here and some hydro assist to turn these big meaty 37-inch tires.
First thing to do is really suck.
Wow, a lot going on here.
Yes, there's a lot going on.
Good job though. Nice little fab job.
Gotta happen.
Here we go. You can see what we're gonna. So Duane has this nice setup with these heim joints right here. Pretty interesting setup. I guess it's quite common with the LJs. You can see it over here on the pitman arm for the drag link. So this is going to come apart. We're going to swing that out of the way, and that's going to give us more access to get the track bar. Once again, the track bar is coming completely out. So it looks like
Let's see a 15, 16 stretch.
looks like Mike is doing a little bit of assembly here on the PSC Ram. Again, this is something that Duane bought maybe a year and a half ago, and is always knew that it was going to come to this, especially once he put the 37s on. So doing a little prep work. You can see this right here. We're going to disconnect the steering stabilizer. Now we'll be able to swing this drag link out of the way. You can see here that we're taking the track bar off. This will not go back in, and we may actually even be cutting and removing this frame side track bar bracket. Things are coming apart pretty good here. This here may be all getting cut out with a new bracket going in. So this is kind of exciting. You got it, Duane?
Came up with, this is for 1.75 inches. Yours is 1.5 inches or 1 5/8. I had to measure it. They double shear mounted
Oh my gosh.
the bolt. So it came with, this is the rod end that came with your PSC Ram.
Yeah.
It's got it's a 5/8 rod end. This came with misalignment spacers in there.
Talk about misalignment spacers.
All right, put your hand out. We're gonna look at them.
Hear that term.
There's one of them.
Oh, I see what you mean.
So,
they got
beautiful
little-
machine piece of aluminum here. And what they also noticed, I did notice, is that they put some grub screws in the back side of it, which I assume when you install this, you dig these
dig
in
these
maybe to
in.
the tie rod. They have little points
Oh,
on it.
little
yeah.
detents. See the
Yeah, you
detents
can
right
feel
there.
them.
Oh, yeah.
So there's no way it could roll. It's actually going to
So it
pinch
won't slip.
right
and
into
there's
the tie rod.
6 bolts, so this
Wow.
thing hopefully should not slide.
That's some
So-
So misalignment washers.
These came with this clamp.
Mm-hmm.
This came with his
Right.
ram. So these are designed to go on either side
Oh,
with
they're
the
beveled.
bevel. That way, when you put a bolt through, you've got a little more wiggle room
Right.
on your.
Oh, I see. It allows a little more pivot.
Now
Wow.
it's a fairly narrow mount, so you're not going to get a ton anyway.
Yeah, but it's something.
But it's a steering ram.
Yeah.
So this is their tie rod clamp for a steering ram. Now we ordered this for a different project,
This is for Wild Bills, correct?
but if it happened to fit, and they do make them for all different size tie rod
Oh,
ends.
I'm sure, yeah.
So if you wanted to upgrade from the one that they gave you,
This
you
is just
could-
the
this
newest
This
stuff.
is basically just going to be a bolt on,
Yeah, yeah.
an alignment spacer, misalignment on either side. They
Oh, and then it
machined in
fits
a square
square
slot.
Look at the freaking beef,
Oh, it's
man.
well thought. It's just so thought out.
Jeez. TMR Customs, correct?
Yeah, and obviously once this is on there,
So this is what they
One-
sent me. This fella.
Which also is very, very nice, but it just has the traditional
Yeah.
one bolt going through. I mean, it is beefy,
right, there's nothing wrong with that.
and it's just gonna clamp on the tie rod. There's no detents in it,
Right.
So this is just a different variation of the same thing.
which,
Is this too big? I almost look at that and it looks too big.
This one's too big.
Yeah.
yeah, this,
Yeah.
no, I think that's gonna fit it.
We'll zip that
Yeah.
apart and make sure that fits.
All right, perfect.
It's pretty sweet.
So this is what I'm hoping, it'll do.
Holy shit, huh?
My hope. Now,
I think that's a bit overkill for my 37s,
It's
but
awesome.
now we've got these extra track bar bracket holes that we're not sure which one we'll use. But even if we put the track bar one hole down and we put the ram in the bottom hole,
So you know what I find interesting? That they just go with a smooth bushing that goes in, and then
Yep.
the thread is this ham nut.
so this
You've
is
got-
commonly what's referred to as a tube adapter. And when I build these, what I'll do is that obviously just goes in, it's gonna be tight, in there, and we'll bevel the end of it.
tack
It gets
weld it.
welded around here.
yeah.
But what I also do is we drill a hole through, all the way through, and put a couple plug welds in to hit this.
Seriously.
Then she
Yeah,
can't
because
move.
if that weld were to crack, you want a little extra,
Right.
so this doesn't work. I've never had one come out, but typically,
So you weld that thing in there.
yeah, typically that would get welded, and the tube can be cut to whatever length you need.
So then when you rotate the tube, it changes the dimension. You would rotate the whole tube.
Yes, because these are left and rights, and one thing you'll notice about anytime you're dealing with rod ends, in particular, see how that one's got a groove around it?
Yes.
The groove indicates left-hand thread. So if
No
you notice,
shit.
I'm screwing this in
Yeah,
the typically the on direction.
Yeah, and it's coming out. Wow.
Yeah,
So
okay.
a left and a right will make
Okay,
this thing
that's pretty
change
smart.
length.
That's pretty smart.
Sometimes the jam nuts are also marked. This one's not.
Oh,
They're marked with a groove around them, so you can always identify. If you see the groove, you know left-hand thread.
That's good to know.
Yeah. Have to do a little trimming, I think,
of the.
and get rid of.
If you got a soapstone and you mark what you want cut,
Yeah.
Duane and I can get rid of that and cut it out.
I'd like to here
Yeah.
to this line.
Up to
So that
where?
means
Okay,
to this
yeah.
one.
Well, we figured all this is gonna come off, right, Mike?
Nope, not all of
Oh,
it.
no?
Nope.
Okay.
So what they come out around this side,
All
Duane.
right.
I want to nail your head with
Yeah.
this. So this piece here, they want right in there.
Okay, so really it's
No,
minor
it's
trimming.
just
So-
Just
minor
cut the ends
trimming.
off. cut the ends off,
If,
really.
if we could pick up a little more,
Yeah. Probably don't even have to touch this then.
you could,
Just-
you could get rid of this top piece if you don't want it. You could just get rid of that
I don't know
altogether.
why we
'Cause we're
need
gonna,
it.
we're gonna butt up to this,
So maybe we come across here.
and we're gonna weld to what's left of this.
All right.
So basically here, the stock track bar bracket, kind of like on mine, needs to be cut or cleaned up or partially removed to make room for the new TMR Customs track bar bracket, which is just about 10 times beefier and stronger than this thing.
File just to
Yeah.
take that point off.
Yeah, and that grinding wheel doesn't go any farther in
I
there.
can't really get in there.
All right.